It was, as we've been saying all day, a somber scene also at Logan Airport today as runners from around the world headed back home. Their aspiration of conquering the crown jewel of marathons clouded by tragedy. But as they departed, they had a message for the city. The Boston Marathon will go on and the world will come back. Adam Riley has more.
With their flashy race gear and shuffling gaits, marathoners leave Logan Airport today for every state and country imaginable. And for each of them, what should have been a day of triumph has become something much darker.
I'm just so cross that somebody, whoever it is, would do something like that.
Andy Shearer of Georgia has run Boston 6 times. He says spectators make the marathon great, and that makes yesterday's attacks especially cruel.
They're never, ever going to meet you again, and they're giving you all the encouragement. And it's just a happy, happy day for everybody. When you hear something like this happening, as I said, and it's young children and families, it's just so, so sad.
As Shearer heads home with his wife, both are in a grimly pensive mood.
For children to be impacted, like some of the children injured are as young as 2, and then an 8-year-old dying. I mean, when does it stop that human beings just want to hurt each other?
Thoughts like that are the norm today at Logan, as departing marathoners like this one from Nebraska struggle to comprehend yesterday's evil.
For somebody to do something this horrific, I can't imagine what is they're going through their mind. It makes me sickened.
Casey Lichtai is an Olympic marathon hopeful, but yesterday she ran with her mother, pushing her to finish just before the bombs went off. Without that encouragement, Casey's mom knows her afternoon could have ended differently.
She was ahead of me, pushing me, and I had to try to keep up with her. And so I would have ran a slower time if it hadn't been for her. And I don't know where I would have came in.
She says yesterday's trauma may keep her from coming back to Boston. But most runners struck a more defiant note.
I'm not going to let this stop me. I'm going to come back. I'm going to run it again.
We're not going to let something like this stop us from never running again. I mean, it's a Boston Marathon, you know what I mean? It's like the greatest marathon in the world.
And Andy Shearer predicts the greatest fans in the world will be back too.
I don't think it's going to change people's attitudes next year. It might make you even more resolved, like, I don't want people to put me off enjoying the day.
Even if that enjoyment is tinged with the memory of tragedy.
All right, and Adam Riley's here. There's still a couple other people we're going to talk to in a second, Adam. But so, I mean, other than an increased presence of state police and some of the other, I mean, you found people who had pretty defiant attitude about this.
Yeah, they did. They did. I mean, I think they're all sort of still processing it. For a lot of them, their bodies are completely drained. You know, for some of them, it's a first. I think they're struggling to wrap their brains around what transpired and to reconcile whatever they may have achieved personally with this tragedy that occurred. On a broader scale. But one thing I was really struck by is the reverence that these marathoners have for the fans in Boston. This guy, Andy Shearer, who we talked to at some length, who's, I believe, a British native living in Georgia now, when he talked about how sort of enthusiastically residents of Massachusetts embraced the marathoners year after year. He's done it 6 years in a row. It was almost like he couldn't believe it as he spoke. By saying, these people, they're never going to see you again, and they support you like you're, almost like you're a family member. Like they are fully invested in your success. And he said, I've run marathons around the world. That's why this is the best marathon in the world. And I think that creates this attachment between competitors and Boston that they don't want to let go.
Did you also see the state police and everybody asking them, hey, don't leave town without, if you've got pictures? Or
It's interesting. We saw a lot of people checking in. We were at Logan for a couple hours. I did not see that. I was aware that request was out there, that ask had been made. But I didn't see people being approached or sort of solicited for additional information, which doesn't mean it wasn't happening, but we didn't see it.